Are your Milky Way photos looking noisy like this, and you really want them to look more like this? Then you don't need expensive software to do it. This is Sequator. It's 100% free, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can stack your own images from start to finish. And I'll also show you the settings that matter. I'm Matt Clark. This is Nightscape Odyssey. Let's jump on the computer and get started. Alright, before we open up Sequator, I just want to show you the pictures we've got to work with. So I'm going to open up my folder and we're going to have a look at these stacks here. So I'm going to stack these images here together, but I'll open up this one here just to show you what we've got to work with. As you can see, there is a fair bit of noise in this image. There's a lot of satellite trails, as you can see. They're all over the place, but Sequator will help remove all the star trails and majority of the noise, especially in the sky, and it will help remove a fair bit of this noise in the foreground. If you hang around, I'll show you how to get rid of the rest of the noise in the foreground after we stack all the images together. So from here, what we'll do is we open up Sequator, or Sequator, however you want to say it. And this is what the program looks like. To some people, I've had comments that they say it's very overwhelming when they see all these buttons and menus, don't know what they all do, but it's really quite simple if you work your way down the list. So first thing you want to do is load your star images in by double clicking the star images. So again, these are the 5 images that I want to load in, and I'm going to click open. So automatically it has selected the 5 images I selected, and it's also automatically selected a base image, so you don't need to worry about a base image. That's what it's basically classing everything on. So it will use that to get rid of satellite trails and all the artifacts that are different between all the frames. From here you can do noise images. In my opinion, I don't worry about noise images. They do take quite a while to gather. You need to shoot noise images on the same night, in the same conditions, the same settings, same everything, and the same amount of frames. So I've done it once and tried it, and the results really didn't pay off considering the amount of work that I had to put in. So I don't worry about noise frames. You can, and I think they might help if you're stacking deep sky objects together. But in this instance, if you're stacking Milky Way together, it's not going to matter. Same goes vignette. Don't worry about vignette images. But we do need to worry about output. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to call this file telescope. Let's call it telescope 5, and click save. And as you'll see, the output's now gone green, and it's telescope 5 TIFF. TIFF is the exact file that we want for later on when we move it into Photoshop or whatever editing program you have. Then the next step here is to click composition, align stars, and click freeze foreground and leave selective on. And what selective is going to do is it's going to look at all of your images and work out where the planes or meteors or satellites are and remove them. So that's, in my opinion, important to keep on, and keep obviously freeze foreground on. And then the next step, you want to go down to sky region and show the software where the sky is. So I've clicked on it and I'm holding my finger on the left mouse button, and I'm filling in all my gaps in the sky and giving it a rough indication of where the sky is. If you do happen to move it over and spill it onto your foreground, you can right click the mouse and remove it. So now we showed the software where the sky is. It's time to move on to the next steps. Now, auto brightness I leave off. High dynamic range I leave off. I leave remove dynamic noises off. I leave this one set to auto, which is reduce distort effects, and I leave that set to auto. I leave reduce light pollution off. But this one here I actually really don't mind. So I double click this one, but it just depends on what you're after in your image. This actually enhances the starlight as it alludes to, and I don't mind the effect. So what it does by double clicking that it brings up a scale. So from weak to strong, I don't touch anything. I just leave it where it is. Next is merge 4 pixels. I leave that off. It's certainly not a time lapse, so I leave that off. And sRGB, we don't touch. I'll leave that off. So when you get to this point, we click start. Take note of the stars now, because when we stack it together, you'll see that enhanced starlight really pop. And this does this quite quickly. The more images you have, the longer it's going to take, but 13 seconds is pretty impressive. Click close, and there you go. The starlight has popped, and you can see there's little to no noise in the image at all now. There might be a little bit in the foreground, but again, if you hang around, I'll show you how I remove the remainder of the noise. At this point, we want to shut it down, and we want to open it in Photoshop or whatever program that you have. So we called it Telescope 5. So I'm going to right click that and click open with, in my case, Photoshop. Yours could be Lightroom, or it could be Affinity, or whatever you have. So I'm going to click Photoshop, and it's going to open. Right, Photoshop's open with our image. Let's have a quick zoom in, and I tell you what, look at that, hardly any noise whatsoever. Stacking the images has brought out the beautiful dust lanes. Let's have a look at the foreground. And there's still a bit of noise in the foreground, but that's easily removed. I'll show you how to remove that in just a second. But that's pretty impressive for stacking 5 images together. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to do a couple of little quick edits to show you how to remove the noise and bring out a little bit of color, but I'm not going to do a full editing tutorial. But first thing we do, click Filter, Camera Raw, and once Camera Raw opens up, we can then go and just do some quick tweaks. But in this instance, I'm going to just add some dynamic range by mucking around my shadows, just to bring out the lightness in the foreground so you can see the noise. I'll just muck around with some color just for the purpose of this. Another good one is dehaze. It brings out the color of the sky. Clarity for dust lanes. But you already sort of get the drift what has happened here. So there's no noise at all in that sky, which is great. Now I did promise that I'd show you how to get rid of the noise in the foreground. That's really simple. Just click on Detail, Noise Reduction, but don't go over 20, because if we go over 20 it starts looking waxy. But you look at that, there's a little bit of noise there still, but it's really quite good. It's certainly not going to be picked if you're going to post that on Instagram or social media at all. And then it will bring us back to our image, and look, just for a couple of really quick edits, it looks pretty amazing. There's no noise at all. It looks absolutely brilliant. Raw Felky looks beautiful. You could really bring out these colors if you spent a bit of time editing. A little bit of nebulosity here, but the hero is that there is no noise in here whatsoever. So it's done an amazing job. So that, my friends, was Sequator. It's as simple and easy as that. It can look a little bit daunting when you first open it, but it's actually not that scary, and it's really, really quite simple to use. Let me know in the comments what you thought of it, whether this video has helped you out, or whether you've got any questions for me. I look and answer every single comment. And also, apologies for the Mac users out there if you've watched this video. Unfortunately, this program isn't for Mac. There is a program called Starry Landscape Stacker, which you do have to pay a small fee for, but it is very similar to Sequator. Alright guys, that's it for this one. I will see you all in the next video.